My name is Vikram Singh, and for the last 10 years, I've called a 100-acre ranch on the outskirts of a small Texas town my home, a sprawling piece of land where the sky stretches endless. The air carries the scent of alfalfa and horse sweat, and an iron gate at the entrance, etched with my family's crest. A soaring hawk stands as a testament to 3 generations of hard work, starting with my grandfather who tamed this wild country with nothing but grit and a dream. This ranch isn't just dirt and fences. It's my legacy where I raise quarter horses, grow organic crops, and live by a simple code. Work hard, respect the land, and keep to yourself. That peace held steady until Sunset Meadows. A cookie-cutter housing development popped up on the neighboring plot, bringing with it a homeowners association, HOA, led by Karen Mitchell, a woman with a bleach blonde bob, a fake smile, and an entitlement complex bigger than my barn. Karen, the self-appointed queen of Sunset Meadows, decided my ranch gate was her personal shortcut to the development's back entrance, a route that shaved a couple of minutes off her commute but tore up my soil, spooked my horses, and lit a fire under my patience. It started small, tire tracks in the dirt. The gate left ajar, but by the 3rd week it was a daily invasion, her white SUV barreling through like she owned the place. Ignoring my no trespassing signs and the surveyor's maps I waved in her face, proving the gate and the land beyond were mine, not public property. One morning I caught her mid-trespass, waving her down as she sped through, but she just rolled down her window, adjusted her designer sunglasses, and cooed, "Oh, honey, this is just easier for me. Your gate's practically public, right?" Before peeling out, leaving me choking on dust and fury. I tried reasoning, sent polite letters, then not-so-polite ones, and even appealed to the HOA board, only to get a smug email claiming Karen's actions were within her rights as a resident. I installed a heavier lock. She somehow got a key. I put up a bigger sign. It vanished overnight. By the 8th week, my dirt road was a rutted mess. My horses were jittery and I was done playing nice. This wasn't about a shortcut anymore. It was about respect, and Karen was about to learn what happens when you push a rancher too far. I'm not one for petty squabbles or dragging things to court. My grandfather taught me to solve problems with my hands and my head, like the time he outsmarted a cattle rustler with a clever bluff and a well-placed rope. So I called my cousin Arjun, a tech whiz who runs a startup in Austin and has a mischievous streak that rivals my own. Over beers on my porch, the sun dipping low over the mesquite trees, I vented about Karen's gate crashing, expecting Arjun to pitch some high-tech security system. Instead, he leaned back, his eyes glinting, and said, "Vic, you don't need a better lock. You need a trap. Something that'll hit her where it hurts." Her pride. We spent hours scheming, blending old-school ranch know-how with modern mischief, crafting a plan so clever it felt like a poem carved in the dirt. The goal wasn't just to stop Karen. It was to make her regret ever thinking she could trample my boundaries. Step 1 was to bait her. I replaced the heavy lock with a flimsy chain, one that looked easy to cut, but was rigged with a tiny GPS tracker Arjun sourced from his tech contacts. Step 2 was surveillance. Motion-activated cameras, small enough to disappear into the trees flanking the gate, linked to an app on my phone so I could watch her every move. Step 3 was the masterpiece. Just beyond the gate, I dug a shallow trench 10 feet long and 6 inches deep and filled it with a vile concoction of mud, horse manure, and a non-toxic adhesive Arjun's construction buddy swore by, sticky enough to cling like glue and foul enough to make a skunk gag. I covered the trench with a thin layer of dirt, making it invisible to anyone driving through. The final touch was a solar-powered speaker hidden in the bushes, programmed to blare a grizzly bear's roar on cue, Arjun's idea, and I loved it. This trap wasn't just about catching Karen. It was about giving her a lesson she'd smell for weeks. For 3 days, I waited, my phone ready to ping with the camera alert, my nerves humming with anticipation. At 7:15 a.m. on the 4th morning, it came. Karen's SUV rolled up, her sunglasses glinting as she scanned the area like a thief sizing up a mark. She pulled out bolt cutters, proof she'd been planning this all along, and snipped the chain with a smug grin, pushing the gate open. As her tires hit the trench, the speaker roared to life, the bear's snarl echoing through the dawn. Karen screamed, her foot slamming the gas in panic, and her SUV lurched forward, sinking into the sticky, stinking mud. The adhesive clung to her tires, coating them in a rancid brown sludge that splattered her pristine vehicle as she tried to reverse, only to spread the mess further. Her wheels spun uselessly, the stench filling the air, and when she stumbled out in her designer heels, they sank into the muck, ruining her crisp white outfit. That's when I stepped out from behind a tree, phone in hand, recording the whole debacle. "Karen," I said, calm as a summer breeze, "you're on private property. Again." Her face flushed crimson and she sputtered, "This is vandalism." "I'll sue you." I just held up my surveyor's map and a printout of the HOA's own bylaws, which forbade trespassing, and smiled. "Good luck with that," I said. "But you might want to clean your car first. That smell's gonna linger." The cameras caught everything. Her cutting the chain, her SUV's muddy demise, her meltdown in the trench. I uploaded the footage to the neighborhood's private X group, along with a polite note. Reminder, my ranch gate is private property. Let's respect boundaries. By noon, the post had exploded, shared by Sunset Meadows residents who'd long suffered under Karen's HOA tyranny, fining people for unapproved fence colors, demanding perfectly trimmed lawns, even citing a kid for leaving a bike in his own driveway. The comments were a flood of laughing emojis, memes of Karen's muddy SUV, and stories of her other petty power plays. She'd been dubbed Mud Karen by lunchtime. The fallout was glorious. Karen's SUV was towed to a specialty cleaner, but the adhesive was stubborn, and the manure's stench clung to it for weeks, a constant reminder of her misadventure. The HOA board, humiliated by the public backlash and swamped with complaints from neighbors who'd had enough of Karen's reign, issued a formal apology to me and slapped her with a $500 fine for violating their own rules. She stopped driving through my gate, and word spread she was trying to sell her house, likely because Mud Karen had become her unofficial title in the community, whispered at mailboxes and mocked at block parties. I filled in the trench but kept the cameras and upgraded the gate with an electronic lock, courtesy of Arjun's tech skills, ensuring no one else would get any bright ideas. The ranch is peaceful again, the horses are calm, and the hawk on my gate stands prouder than ever. But the story didn't end there. Karen's humiliation sparked a rebellion in Sunset Meadows. Neighbors started pushing back against the HOA's overreach, showing up to meetings with printouts of bylaws, demanding transparency, even electing a new board member, a quiet guy named Tom who'd been fined for his dog's excessive barking. I didn't set out to start a revolution, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel good to see Karen's empire crumble, all because she thought she could bully her way through my gate. Looking back, I could have taken Karen to court, spent thousands on lawyers, and dragged this out for years. But that's not how we do things on the ranch. My grandfather taught me that the best solutions are simple, sharp, and leave a mark, like a hawk's talons. Karen underestimated me, thinking a rancher with dirt on his boots couldn't outsmart her HOA clipboard and superiority complex. She didn't count on a trap that wasn't just about stopping her, but about exposing her for what she was, a petty tyrant who thought rules didn't apply to her. The mud, the bear roar, the cameras, it was all theater, a performance designed to hit her where it hurt most, her image. Now, when I ride my horse along the fence line at dusk, the gate gleaming in the fading light, I can't help but smile. Karen's SUV might be clean by now, but Mud Karen will stick with her forever. A reminder that some boundaries aren't meant to be crossed, and some ranchers know how to set a trap she never saw coming.